Evening, folks. Welcome to Wizards Outlook. We got Cardell Dudley Jr. here, Raymond Lyons. I'm Wilson Tarpe Jr. and the Washington Wizards. Tough back-to-back. Dropped that game last night against the Pistons. Tonight, had to go on the road into Madison Square Garden. You know, we saw them play the Knicks in preseason, and I think everybody here was, talked about how tough the Knicks would be, later on as the season progressed. Obviously, the Knicks, I'm sure, would love to be better than 7-6 coming into this game. That said, in this one, man, they got off to a big start, courtesy of a 32-9 run in the first quarter, and then they never looked back. Cardell, we'll start with you, and then Ray, just your take on this game.
Defense, it wasn't even optional tonight. We're just not going to do it. We're going to just try to outshoot them. And when you allow a team to shoot 56% from the field and 50% from three and 92% from the free throw line, not only will you lose, you will lose by 30 plus. And that's pretty much what happened to them. The defense was just, I can't even begin to explain what they're doing defensively. They were late on rotations, if they rotated at all, not communicating, not being sound on defense as far as on ball, not closing out, taking away airspace. I mean, the first quarter just set the tone, man. They got out, kind of good, and then Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, that pick and roll, they couldn't do nothing with it. Once they got going, it opened the floodgates for everybody else. Because we all know Cat and Jalen, they can score from all three levels, and they can score with the ball and off the ball. That's what makes that pick and roll action so deadly, man. And once they got it going, obviously it's going to draw most of the Wizards' defense. And I just said that they're not on point defensively to begin with, so it's going to be a lot of breakdowns, and then that's how you get. Josh Hart 6 for 9, OG Anunoby 6 for 12, Mikal Bridges 7 for 14, Cam Payne coming off the bench as the backup 6 for 9. Like Jericho Sims 3 for 4. Like damn it, everybody on their team shot 50% or better, man. Like from the field, bro. Like you stop nothing. You got to stop something, man. And like, all right, fine. If you're gonna kill us from three, we're gonna take away the twos and the easy baskets or something, man. We're not gonna put you on the free throw line. They still got that. And the sad part is they was cooking like that, the Knicks, and they only had 8 turnovers. It's just, like, bro, come on, man. I think it's clear what direction they're trying to take. Let the young fellas get some experience and keep an eye on the draft, so to speak. But, yeah, man, they had no answers for anything. Like, and it's crazy. You lose by basically 30, and you outscore the Knicks 62-50 in the paint, and your bench outscored the Knicks 54-40, and you still lose by 30. That's just non-existent defense, man. It ain't too much more to add, man. It was just a clinic with very little resistance.
Ray, your thoughts on this? We'll give Ray a second. I think he's frozen on. But yeah, as you said, hey man, 20 of 40 from three. You just not out there. And we know what New York has, obviously, defensively, but with that, bro, they're essentially 5 out there with that starting group, right? Mm-hmm. You talked about that pick and roll, how devastating it is. So just keep in mind with those two, the pick and roll, think about how space the floor is. And if you're not getting out the shoes, like you said, you're not taking anything away. You're giving a bunch of guards or wings or whatever open threes. Mm-hmm. And Mikal missed all 4 of his attempts.
But dog, it's not even that they. Sometimes you could tell a lot about how the ball was going in. Like Jalen Brunson in the second quarter, for like most of the first half, his shots wasn't even touching the rim.
Yeah.
Spot up, off the bounce, coming off the screen, crossover, hesitation, step back, not touching rim, bro. That tells you allow them to get into a rhythm, everybody. And you're not going to put that fire out because you're not that good to begin with defensively to start. So it's just man, nah, man. It gotta be a better sense of urgency on that end of the floor, man. You can't. You're not gonna outscore teams in this league because you really got to be on fire to do that because it's just gonna be constant runs. And if they have more talent than you, you're definitely gonna lose, man. You're playing that game. It's just how the whole team gonna be minus 28, the Wizards.
Yeah, as you said, man, with what happened tonight, there's no winning a game in spite of. You talked about the stats; they did come on top and it just still didn't truly matter in the least bit. Like it just didn't matter. What's good, Ray? We got you back.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, but go ahead. We just want to get your take on it on this game.
Oh yeah, just echoing Cardell's sentiments. It defense wasn't even an afterthought. It just wasn't considered at all, and that just snowballed into everything else. Yeah, it's there was some promise at the beginning of the season. Now it's reverting back to the old days. Yeah, at some point you just gotta not want to be embarrassed. And that's what's been happening the last few games, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, like I get it, Cat and Jalen Brunson is hell to deal with, but you got to put up some type of fight. Everybody on the Knicks got everything they wanted. And yeah, and that 56-50 and 92, you're not gonna win a game like that. Uh, on top of that, yeah, execution wasn't there for them offensively as well. So yeah, it was just a no positive. No.
Yeah, and before I ask you guys about player of the game and X Factor, like 37 assists on 51 made field goals, man.
Wow. It was
You
a
know what I'm
total
saying?
beatdown. Like when I
Yeah.
say no resistance, like none. Like none, man.
That means there's no resistance on the ball handler in terms of ball pressure, and it was none on the intended receiver. Like as you said, just none. Um, yeah, man. I don't know, but I do know you got another tough team in the East coming up. You got one of the ones at the top, and if you want to talk about back-to-back performances, you can't afford. You and none of the things you did tonight can you afford. I think Friday night when they come into your building, like bosses, you can't give Boston this type of comfort on the offensive end.
We know that. I mean, they already got at the Wizards early in the season, man. So, but they will get at the Wizards like this if the Wizards show up and play this type of defense. At some point, it got to be a pride thing, and I'm not gonna put it all on all on the players, man. You got. I'm pretty sure some certain direction to play certain guys at certain moments and play a certain style and defend a certain way. I know. I mean, like me, I'm like, man, for all that, bro. I ain't about to be embarrassed out here. So I'm gonna do what look good because it's just, man, who enjoys getting beat by 30 every game?
And I'm still stuck on 30-9 run in the opening quarter.
But see, that's the thing. They already are suspect defensively, right? But they don't help their calls because of their shot selection. It was a stretch in the first quarter. Cool. It was like 3 straight air balls. Cool, Pool, and it might have been Sar. I could be wrong. It was like 3 straight air balls over the rim, and those shots weren't even in the flow of an offense, like moving the ball or something. It was just you bring the ball up court, you see daylight, you let it go, or maybe one pass and then somebody just shooting, and then the Knicks are off to the races, and you don't have numbers, and they already hitting shots to begin with, and now it's just getting them even more in rhythm. And once the floodgates open, it was just over. It was just like, come on, man. What was it, 73 at halftime?
Yeah, it was 73 at halftime, and 109 after 3. That's what was surrendered. 109 after 3.
It was like they was playing against the Knicks. At times looked like they was in the gym, just playing against the training staff, just working out. It's just that they had a crowd in the gym. That's what it looked like, man. Nah, man. I'm gonna keep my thoughts. The rest of my thoughts. So it got to get better, bro.
As Ray said, 56, 50, 92 is absurd. Especially the 50, considering 40 of those went up and then 20 of them went down.
And 10 came from your backcourt, your starting point guard, your backup point guard.
Mm-hmm.
That tells you that the quarterback of the team. That tells you all you need to know.
Yep.
Your dog, 43 points from the starting point guard and the backup point guard combined, along with 18 assists. Oh, by the way, between the two of them, they only had 2 turnovers. That's no resistance at all. That's what I'm saying, bro. They didn't see or feel nothing. Easy work.
Man, again, things, if they think the 134 was bad, you do not try Boston like this come Friday. Don't, like, you have to come out with some type of.
I don't see how you can deal with this, man. I'll be ready, bro. I'll be ready to put myself in the straitjacket, dog. Like, what the fuck is going on, son? Ain't no way in hell. Like, I'll be snapping. Like, what the? It's crazy, man.
Right, we're gonna see if and what the response looks like in a couple of days, because Boston definitely tried to put up more than 134. Player of the game in this one, I think you highlighted one of the 2 candidates, or you gonna do a combo name for him? Where we at?
Yeah, Jalen Anthony Towns, man.
Okay. I felt like that was coming. That was appropriate. So, yeah, I don't think you could go wrong. The damage those 2 cause is crazy.
Yeah. It's been all season. They just wait for their defense to click in. But tonight, their defense was their offense. They ain't have to play defense because the Wizards wasn't playing any. Just keep torching them.
But like you said, to the point that their defense was their offense, the shots that end up being turnovers is exactly what leads to that right there.
Mm-hmm.
This is why it's so costly. They're already in a flow. They don't need more. X Factor, you got several choices tonight, or maybe not. So
campaign, man.
Yeah.
He kept it going. He kept the momentum going when he came in. Nothing. They didn't lose nothing when he came in the game. You know what I'm saying? And that's crazy because the Wizards bench, the reserves outscored the Knicks bench. You know what I'm saying? 54-40. You know what I'm saying? Cam had damn near half of those 40 though. So he was the X Factor.
For sure. Look, man. Like you said, Ray said, we know what type of time they're on this year. What looks like they're looking at on the other side of this year. That said, hey man, I gotta get ready for Boston come Friday night. We'll see what things look like.
All you can do.
But we'll see you guys then.